keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner, where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How's everyone doing today? Happy Saturday or mundane Saturday, whatever you're in the mood for. That Plus Play said song slaps. I do thoroughly enjoy that song. It is, unfortunately, it's AI, but made by a good buddy of mine, Zach, completely unprompted. So thank you, Zach, for the masterpiece that is, I don't know, what are we calling it? JJ's Cryptic Corner theme. I don't know. What's going on, Fahid? Guys, if you guys are ever hungry and in the mood for cooking, Fahid Kitchen on YouTube, go check it out. Highly recommend giving him a subscription. OG for sure on the channel. We love Fahid. That Pulse Player said, don't trip by the dip. Fahid said, what if we bought him fast? LOL, 69K, so close. It is close. I'm looking for 70, man. I like that 69. Let's do it. All right. Bitcoin currently trading at $77,510.52. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Testing. Testes. Can you guys hear me? $77,489. Let's go see if there's any liquidations left. This is the first weekend where you've gotten like big boy price action. It's kind of crazy. I am suspecting when we do eventually rebound, it's going to be quick because that's usually how it goes. And it's going to go way higher than the low that it's gone. Let me go to that. I guess 24-hour might be necessary. There's no one left. They cleared the board. We have 6.21 million sitting at 75,883. I'll put that up here. 75,883. 75,883. There's my 70K call. That's my bear market bottom. My crypto winter bottom was higher. What was my crypto winter bottom? Right here, 75. So, I don't know, man. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. I watched the collapse during last bear market. I've never seen anything remotely similar to this. Blowing my mind right now. It just keeps going down, man. We got nothing else to really look at. I guess I'll put let me add one of these. 79,836. 79,836. Do I go to a lower time frame? We got a poll for you guys as well. I'm going to do a poll. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here on this lovely Saturday evening. We had to do an emergency live stream. I couldn't leave you guys hanging. This might turn into a 6-hour or more thing. So the more likes, the more sharing, the better. Try to get as many people in here as possible. Help support the channel. I appreciate you guys. What are you doing during this crash? Buying the dip? Holding? Already sold? Labeled up? Or panic searching for answers? If you guys could direct your attention to the poll in the chat, what are you doing during this crash? Buying the dip, holding through the pain, already sold, stabled up, or panic searching for answers? Let's get that engagement up. Guys, spam the chat. The entire stream, just spam the chat. Questions, suggestions, charts you want to look at, anything going on. Let us know if you had a bowel movement today. Whatever you got going on. I don't care. Bitcoin getting a little baby bounce here. 76,994. How bad can it get? I'm getting alerts. Polygon hits 365-day low. My phone's been going crazy with Coinbase alerts. Only thing to liquidate is up. Oh, I saw a really good post. It was like, we were right. Silver sellers are rotating and selling crypto. It was pretty good. Gourmet said, I've been scaled down buying all morning. I'm trying to be patient. I feel like I ape in with my liquidity too fast, and then it goes down further, and I get butthurt. What's going on, Dixie? Pickerick said, only thing to liquidate up. Fahid said, thanks, man. Absolutely, thank you. Pickerick said, is it CZ again? Allegedly. The CZ rumors are getting crazy, man. They're getting pretty crazy. The alleged CZ info. That Pulse Player said, was there any news today? I know Epstein files came out yesterday and lots of Trump implications. Odd timing, isn't it? Good morning, Mr. Dixie. A little bit of heartburn. A little bit of GERD going on. We got 14 people watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Bitcoin getting a little bit bought up here. Just a little bit. It's pretty weird to see the price not moving down. It doesn't feel right when the price isn't moving down. We did get a confirmed green dot on market cipher back here, which has since invalidated, and we got a big fat dumperino. We said going to toss 20% of my side money in. That's pretty ballsy. That is pretty ballsy. We are pretty close to that 70K though. We hit 75 just now. So if that was it, then my original call for my crypto winter bottom at 75K was beautiful. Cody said, sup friends? What's going on, Cody? Happy Saturday, my friend. Bitcoin dominance. Trying to get back above 60. It's struggling here. Now, I did share a post from TechDev, a very rare post. Let me pull it up here. TechDev, Mr. TechDev. TechDev, great follow on X if you guys haven't followed him already. He posted 2 posts. He's got Zone of Opportunity here. And then this one is a little contradictory to what's happening right now. He posted, and TechDev does not post often at all. Just recently started posting 2-3 times in the past day or two. Watch Bitcoin dominance. This was yesterday. He said, or 2 days ago, I'm sorry. Watch Bitcoin dominance. About to leg down as Bitcoin resets. With business cycle bottomed and liquidity rising. Next macro leg up closer than most think. It's a big one. So I've been paying attention to that. He also posted a zone of opportunity. This was yesterday. We've got the business cycle correlating with Bitcoin's price. And is it Bitcoin's price? Or is that, what is that? I'm not entirely sure what this is, actually. It's called bear market. That's got to be Bitcoin's price on like a log scale, right? Why does it only say 8,000 though? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Okay, and then this guy, Chicago PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, something like that, exploded to a new 24-month high of 54. Anything above 50 is expansion. We are waiting for the United States ISM Manufacturers PMI to publish on Monday. And then we will find out if this pops above 50. This will be the first time, like if it gets anywhere near 52, 53, it's going to be the first time we've been in expansion for a long time. Wednesday, January 2025 and March 2024. Those both correlate with Bitcoin tops. The most recent top of Bitcoin was right here. But if we get expansion on what people usually equate to the business cycle, then this might be the bottom. I'm not saying it is, but it's possible. And we usually have a little wick-off distribution event before the bottom anyways. There's always a big liquidation event right before the next leg up. Every single time, like clockwork. That doesn't mean that this is for sure it, but the possibility is high. Gourmet Brand said, my averages are looking a lot better. Trying to have a position look from trying to have a positive look from this bloodbath. I guess my positive is I just filed my taxes. And because I get like the earned income tax credit and the additional child tax credit, I gotta basically wait until May, or I'm sorry, not May, March, which is fine. So I have some capital returning to my pocket, which is nice. Not that butthurt about the bags being down bad. Tom Salk Scouts at Hopium. We've had big liquidation events for months now, never ending. But if you zoom out, at least on Bitcoin, it doesn't look too awful, honestly. Fractals and shambles. This upsets me a little bit. I was pretty hopeful for that, but you can't win them all. Yeah, you look right here. We've got... We can start from the beginning, actually. Liquidation event number 1, new high. Liquidation event number 2, new high. Liquidation event number 3, which so far might be a lower low. Now, with that, hopium there would be... How do I shut my... There we go. We usually get a lower low before we continue up. So, maybe... maybe that's that lower low? 70K? I gotta drink some of my tea. I loaded up on beverages to make sure that I don't have to exit the stream at all. I got my chai latte. Cheers, guys. Happy Saturday. Ooh, that hits the spot. I also have coffee in my my pretentious cup. Start the day with gratitude. Nothing pisses you off more than your cup trying to tell you to be in a good mood first thing in the morning. And then I got my workout supplement. I usually work out before the stream. Didn't do that today. I'm a little upset that I didn't do that. I gotta do it when I get off. I forgot to do that last night too. I've been doing really good getting the workouts in before the stream, but today's the second day now. Alright. T-Stew is officially out on his crypto winter bounce target. I think he had a bottom target that he called out. No, he changed it? Did he change? No, somebody changed. Gourmet changed his crypto winter bottom and then called for a... No, he changed his to 74.5? What was it before? I don't remember. I don't know. Let's see. Tom Salascote said never ending, 30K incoming. That might be possible, man. Who knows? You never know. Giovanni said if 30K comes, I think I would put all my money into Bitcoin. I don't know if I would, man. All of the posts where people are like, everyone always says, I wish I had bought down here. Like, I wish I knew about it. You wouldn't have held that long. And I'm like, yeah, that's totally true. Pigwick said, they're doing a good job at making us bored. I don't even know if this is boredom. Today is actually quite entertaining. This is the first time we've had some real action in the chart. Look at that, man. 71 to 74.5 is Gourmet Brands. Mr. Roberts said hello. Hello, Mr. Roberts. How you doing, my friend? They're doing a good job of making us angry, maybe? So, one thing that was pointed out, a rogue attendee in the chat a while ago, Satoshi follower, popped in and said, we're going down to 70K before we go to 120, or before we get back above 124, 474. And I was like, I don't know, because we were near 120, and I'm pretty sure he's nailed it so far. If we bounce off of 70K, next time this guy comes in and says something, I'm doing whatever he says to do. I'm going to try to capitalize off that, no matter how long I got to wait. Because so far, the guy seems like a genius. ETH, struggling here. We are at 23.92. We got Tom Lee saying ETH could touch 24. It's officially touched 25, or I'm sorry, 22. 22.52. It's interesting to see these wicks correlate with my miscellaneous lines that I put on the chart, strictly based on volume and previous price action. It makes me feel a little bit better about how messy my stupid charts are. Let's see. Pickrick said, I don't know. I was buying at 16K. Well, DCA. Tom Salkscote said, yeah, I'm not bored. I'm pissed. Trump murdered crypto. Damn. Was it Trump or was it Warsh? I feel like it was Kevin Warsh. We were doing okay. Well, we did top out under Trump. Trump murdered altcoins. Tom Lee's another one straight to jail. You know what? If these people send me money, then I will sing their praises from the rooftop. But for now, I agree. I'm definitely going to blame everybody else. It is not my fault at all. Let's see. So far, we've got 13 votes in the poll in the chat. If you guys are here, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys for being here. We live stream every single day. Trying to make sure we get you guys the latest going on. We got an emergency live stream today. Market's taking a big fat dump. Government shutdown is this weekend didn't help. I think that, honestly, kind of feel like that's what's causing it right now. People are tweaking about the government shutdown because they say that they've worked out a deal and that Monday, whatever, but I feel like they do that all the time with everything. How many times did we hear Trump is going to pick this guy for the next Fed chair, or the tariff deal has been worked out for this country, or there's nothing wrong with Iran, we're happy with them now, or, you know, and then like 2-3 days later, they're like, we have a big problem with Iran. We're going to put tariffs on this country. Trump's picking this other guy for a Fed chair. It's always flip-flopping all over the place. They're just creating chaos. And I don't know if it's art of the deal stuff. Who knows, man? It's just one big psychological mess. At this point, I'm just gambling. I'm just gambling at this point. Tom Selleck Scott said, it's a fake shutdown. No liquidity on weekends. Easy to move the price. Yeah, that's true. People are tweaking. Giovanni said, how are you all approaching alts versus Bitcoin, and how you DCA into each? I just DCA on Fridays, man. Sometimes I wait until Sunday, but I've just been DCAing. A lot of my DCA money's been going elsewhere, though. Probably got about 50% of what I would normally spend are going into crypto. The other 50 is going into other crap that's probably topped out. Robinhood and precious metals. Physical precious metals, though. I'm not buying that paper crap. Although I do have a long right now on silver. ETH, 23.72. Bitcoin, 77.753. We're kind of holding steady right here right now. We're trying to at least. Look at that big fat volume candle. That's crazy. We are incredibly oversold on the 4-hour. I'm going to go to higher time frames really quick. Daily is oversold for the first time in months since November. So kind of expecting some kind of a, even if it takes us forever to just climb sideways and then eventually take a big poop later, I would not be surprised if that happens. Which sucks, because then we're looking at April, which would happen for sure. Dixie said DCA into Dong. I gotta say, Dong holding up on ADA a lot better than everything else. I might actually DCA into Dong. No joke. I know the team. Actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, Dixie, but me and Evan played some video games this morning. That was not meant to be sexual. Cash Joke said, blew through my stop loss on Litecoin. I never understand, had it at 26% stop loss, got liquidated. I never understood that either, actually. Let's ask Grok about that, because I'm very curious how a stop loss gets blown through. If I set a stop loss on a trade on a centralized crypto exchange, and the stop loss doesn't hit, and I get liquidated, how or why does that happen? It seems kind of sus. Okay. Bitcoin 77,909. Repo, yes sir. We did play Repo. It was a ton of fun. Ton of fun. Definitely gotta play again. Love that game. I think I'm gonna publish the video soon. As soon as I don't have to worry about live streaming an emergency dump episode. Solana, $101.63. We literally called this perfectly. I said if we lose this neckline at 130, we're probably going to 100. Did that. Did I short it? No, I didn't. Do I do that every single time? Yes. I call a move. I'm 1,000% confident in it, to the point where I would normally put my money where my mouth is, but I'm not trading right now. Gourmet said it's not gay if the balls don't touch. That's true. That is true, my friend. Can confirm. All right. Let me get some coffee in my body. Jay of Spades said, I'm biting my teeth at 70K. That's where I'm guessing we're going, honestly. That's a previous high from the previous bull market. I wish I had a clean chart on here for you guys. I'm really sorry. I guess I could do this, but I like to... can I do that and draw on it? Like, why can't I have multiple canvases of the same chart? Because you don't pay for TradingView, JJ, because you're a cheap ass. Well, that makes sense. So... we got 70Ks right here. We might go a little bit lower. Our previous bull market top is actually $69,023.79. So 69K would not be too crazy. Obviously, like you said, though, I'm going to get a little spooked at 70K. Because if we start to go lower than that, I mean, I'm not going to do anything. What am I going to do? Sell some of my crypto? That sounds stupid. But I might, maybe I'm going to like panic buy? Does that sound crazy? I think I have to be crazy to be in this market anymore. JF Spade said, I don't need 70K, bro. That that liquid no. I feel that, man. I really do. Weekly is so close to being oversold too. It's been a long time since we've been this low on the weekly. So see what spooks me too about this. Price went lower here. And we got some bullish div, which was cool. But I don't want that. We technically have bullish div here. As soon as no, we don't. I made that up. Forget I said that. That's embarrassing. Fahid said the ads are being weird, keeps rewinding me. Alright, I can shut the ads off for the emergency stream. Alright, ads are off. Maybe refresh. Okay. Let's see. $78,068.83 on Bitcoin. Reese said, yo, what's going on, Reese? Liberation Day, more like liquidation day. What the F down? I like leaving stupid little sociopath notes on my charts for me to read later. Okay. Yeah, see, the liquidity just disappeared. Liberation Day. This is April, and liquidity is gone. That's nuts. We got 28 people watching right now. Gourmet Brand said, damn, 2024 prices. Yes, sir. We are officially November 2024. Monthly not quite oversold. We're hitting 50, though. Last time we were here would be September 23. Wow. Yeah, September 2023. Last time we were at this level on the RSI. Do we technically have... What is that? Is that a head and shoulder? Maybe? It's sloppy. It's on the RSI. Take that with a grain of salt. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Maybe first move, false move. I don't know. I can point out a million different copium ways and rhymes and reasons as to why we're not going to go down further, but we're probably going to go down further. Fahid said we could get a V, but for a bear flag, here's what my thought is. I'm thinking that they're really spooking folks right now. We're getting that Wyckoff, and it makes sense. The fast move is a false move. This is a fast move, especially in comparison to moves that we've experienced for the past 2 years. This is a fast move. So fast move, false move. We have the ISM Manufacturers PMI publishing on Monday. And if that prints above 50, we will be in expansion. And we have not been in expansion since 2021, which is why we've had no alt season, no semblance of euphoria, no liquidity, no nothing. 2021 was the last bull market. Everyone's like, oh, what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin reached fair valuation. Institutions loaded up, ETFs, everybody that has a shit ton of money got a shit ton of Bitcoin. Now, retail's gone, and they're not going to return until there's liquidity. Liquidity is not going to return until the ISM Manufacturing PMI prints above 50. We are in contraction right now. That is not good. People don't have money. Expansion, bull market. 2017 bull market. Expansion, bull market. 2021 bull market. Contraction. The entirety of this previous 4-year cycle, Ben Cowan, which, by the way, in case you guys were not aware, Mr. Ben Cowan used to preach. He was the original extended cycle diminishing returns guy. And actually, last bull market, he had a whole spiel in a bunch of his live streams about how the 4-year cycle doesn't make sense. It's only ever worked out once, and anyone who thinks otherwise is stupid. So, I'm just saying. Let's see. Cash Oak said Max Payne might have to come in the next few weeks. Last year, until April, we were getting slaughtered. Yeah, I told you, man, April's bad. April's my birth month, and it's always awful. WF Capital said, I wonder how Sailor's doing. Sailor's doing great, actually. He posted a really funny... Let me post it. Let me go find it. He legit... Sailor's got good coke, dude. He's got good coke. He's got the money for good coke. This is what Sailor posted. Are you ready? This is the most I'm on cocaine post I've ever seen in my life. Built for the long run. He posted this at 10 a.m. Dude has not slept in like a week. Oh no! Damn! That's messed up. Oh, the internet never fails, man. The internet never fails. Someone's gonna clip that laugh. Alright. A big V with lots of liquid. Cashok said, but like Litecoin, I'd at 2021, 2022 price lows. Okay, let's see. Different price triggers for stop loss versus liquidation. This scenario is common in leveraged crypto futures. Trading on centralized exchanges isn't usually sus in the sense of foul play by the exchange. Is it typically due to these platforms handle triggers, pricing, and volatility? Here's a breakdown main reasons. Most exchanges use a mark price to trigger liquidations. This prevents manipulation from short-term wicks, spikes on their own platforms. Last traded price. Stop loss orders often default to triggering on the last traded price, the actual price of recent trades on that exchange. Volatile markets. Stop limit orders. Extreme volatility. What's the TLDR? Exchanges designed this way. The mark price for liquidations to protect against manipulations, not to screw users. It's frustrating, but it's a known risk of leverage trading. Many traders get hit by it. Always calculate your liquidation price in advance. What? That doesn't make any sense. So they're saying that the leverage hit happened before your stop loss? So it sounds like there is an exchange issue if your stop loss didn't trigger and you went past it and got liquidated. I don't know, maybe Grok doesn't know what's up. Mr. Robert said, is this the 200-week moving average where the bear market usually bottoms? I don't remember. Let's actually find a clean chart, which is really hard nowadays. That's close. Okay. And let me get rid of Market Cipher because it's useless right now. And let's get 200 moving average up. 50 and 200. I hope, oh yeah, this is on the 4 hour. My bad. Okay. 200 week moving average. We're looking at 58K. That would be awful. JF Spade said, no more pain, bro. I need a bounce. Big Rick said, LOL, pain is real. Just numb AF. Instagram. Oh, I guess maybe. Giovanni said, Bitmine down 5.5 billion. Reese said, we may get a insane reversal to the upside. Mr. Robert said, yep, I read that. Cash Oak said, it's like the Chinese guy in Hangover. You gonna fuck on me? I like the, did you die? That's so good, dude. The Hangover's so good. I might watch that tonight. Reese said, ha 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 ha. Did he dude, it blew my mind when I found out that some runners, like marathon runners, they just poop while they're running. I don't know if it slips out their shorts or they're wearing a diaper, but why? I'm sorry. I don't care what place I'm in. I'm gonna pull off to the side and at least poop in the bushes or something. I'm not pooping while I'm running. That's crazy that that's a thing. I cannot believe that that's a thing. JF Spade said the Sailor pig belonged to me. I'm shitting my pants right now. Not good. Dang, they thought it was Sailor. That's messed up. He's being framed. He's like, that's not me, guys. Everyone's pointing and laughing. 77,998 on the Bitcoin. Yeah, this is crazy, man. At least we're kind of chilling out for even if it's just for a minute. It does feel a little less chaotic when we're not just straight dumping. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's go to the daily. I want to go to the daily, flick through some of these. We're oversold on Bitcoin. Solana's oversold. ETH is oversold. Total 3 oversold. When's the last time Total 3's been oversold on the daily? Wow. It's been a long time. Whoa. Total 3 has not been this oversold since August 2024. Sorry. My charts are messy. I apologize. I'm not going to get rid of them, though. I gotta. This stuff is important. We blew past all of them. They're not important at all. They've definitely all just been hit and junk. May 10th, beginning of the bull market, strictly based off Total 3 fractal. Oh. That's true. I guess it was just on the wrong angle. Mr. Roberts said by the time Bitcoin got down to the 200 week, it might line up close to last cycle high, maybe somewhere around 65K. Yeah. 60. So this is where I run into the psychological issue. If we lose 70K, I'm going to tweak out. But it makes sense that we would go lower. Even if just by a little bit, it makes sense that if the balance is at 70K, hitting 60K and then coming back up to 70K, plateauing for a minute, and then using that as a foundation to continue the upside. We've seen that 1,000 times. Let me go to the weekly again. And let me get to another attempted clean chart. Look at this. Bitcoin's bear market right here. Previous high was 20K. Bear market was 20K, but it did dip lower to 16K. You see that? This is the previous bull market peak, 20K. We got 20K all right here, but we dipped below it for a brief moment, and then we eventually started climbing up. That price spooked so many people. They're probably like, it's over, it's done, especially on that big fat candle. That 22% dump in the middle of a bear market. Are you kidding me? People were probably tweaking out. That was in November of 2022 as well. People were losing their minds. Same thing happened right here. Look at that. You get a big fat dump. So you hit the previous high. Had a feeling you'd be on, JJ? Of course, man. Of course. I got a stream for you guys. Cheers. Happy Saturday. Monday and Saturday, as I said. We got coffee. We got tea. We're prepared. Pickler said, goal of the year, just staying alive, stay in the game. It's been a crap 5 years. It has, man. Extended cycle is a bitch. Oh, man. If we end up climbing onto this before October, I'm going to be such a dick to Ben Cowan. I'm going to start a whole smear campaign. How petty can JJ get? Mr. Robert said, yep, I read that. By the time 200 week. Yeah, I really... Reese said we needed this dump. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Get out. Get out, man. How dare you say that? Not you. Not you, too. Look at this. Jeez. Look at that wick, dude. That's such an angry wick. That's so crazy. What a crazy time, man. Okay, I wanted to check after our stock market. Let me check really quick. After our stock market. Okay, just take me to the damn search, bro. What is this weird window? After hours. There we go. CNN after our stock market. We got, it's going to be blinding. There we go. Minus 1.38 on Nasdaq. Minus 0.45 on S&P 500. You know what bugs me? When people talk about basis points. Dow's down 0.39. Just say percent, bro. You don't have to say basis points. Does not sound cooler. You kind of sound like an a-hole. Also, it confuses my stupid brain. So, I don't like it. I get angry when I'm confused. Lunar Entity said spot levels approaching rapidly. Not the time to be scared, in my opinion. I'm scared. I'm allowed to be scared. I'm terrified. I'm about to liquidate my entire... You know what? You know what I've thought about thousands of times, and I'm like, gosh, this would be so dangerous and bad for the market. Imagine a software wallet, like MetaMask, but there's a liquidate button, and you have to like triple verify, but you hit that button, and it just auto swaps everything that you have. No matter how many trades it has to go through, it auto swaps everything that you have to stablecoins. I've thought about that so many times. I'm like, damn, people would probably pay for that. But it would also probably result in the craziest fluctuations in asset prices. JF Spade said, does this have anything to do with Iran, bro? Well, there are rumors going around that we have bombed Iran. So it is entirely possible. It's a big mix. So we got Kevin Warsh, who is hawkish. He's a historically hawkish individual. He was announced. That's definitely affecting everything right now. We have a government shutdown, technically, Saturday, Sunday. That's going to affect the market because people might not think that we're going to reopen on Monday. Who knows? Regardless, government shutdown, bearish. We got Iran, geopolitical tensions, another war, what have you. The uncertainty shakes up the markets. And that's what causes prices to dump. Dixie said, I'm buying retro tech as a place to store value. Good idea? I think so. I still have my Game Boys, my N64. I have like a surplus of Game Boys. I didn't realize. I have 2 Game Boy Colors and my Game Boy Advance SP. I had no idea. I was like, where did these Game Boys all come from? I'm like, going through my shelves and stuff. I'm like, damn, how do we have so many Game Boys? It's pretty cool. I've been buying Pokemon cards. Are you guys ready for this? I'm pretty proud of this. I'm going to go big cam for this. If you guys want to gamble like a degenerate gambler like I do, sign up to Kalshi. I still have to update that graphic, but we both get $25 in non-withdrawable set credit. If you guys support the channel, sign up there. A lot of fun. It is gambling, though. Treat it like gambling. I got a brick of Pokemon boosters right here. I've been stacking for months. Look at this. I have a problem. No, I don't have a problem, actually. I can stop whenever I want. This is the most white guy flex I've ever heard. All right. Let's see. Maybe Brand said basis points is so pretentious. Isn't it? Isn't it? Let's see. Lunar Entity said, the moment Mr. Warsh was announced, this move was baked in. Fahid said, Iran had gas explosions. I don't think it was drones, but possibly sabotage still. Epstein files released, I shouldn't say that name, yesterday. Kind of makes you wonder, right? I agree. Kind of sus. Also, Bill Gates is a creepy weirdo. Who'da thunk? I don't know why that should never be surprising to anybody. He's always been creepy as hell. I do thoroughly enjoy the fact that his wife divorced him and got half his money, though. Same with Bezos. Although, I have a little bit of respect for Bezos so far, because I haven't seen his name on any lists. He's just a goofy-looking bald guy. Maybe I'm wrong. That Pulse Player said, list comes out and Iran gets bombed. LOL. Oh, yeah, I read that. Don't say. Pickle Rick said, bro, I'm playing Pokemon on Game Boy right now. Let's go. Dude, I got my Game Boy Advance SP right here. Ready? Listen. Little ASMR. Oh, is the battery dead? Nuh-uh. Oh, here we go. Hey. Dude, that's so nostalgic. This is Ruby, so it's a little newer. Can you guys hear it? Maybe not. I'm just shoving the Game Boy in the mic. I'm not even a stream about crypto anymore. Okay. 88 Metal Mania said LOL. What's going on, 88 Metal Mania? Giovanni said sheesh. Alright, are we still staring at this chart? Weekly's not quite oversold here yet. What about ETH? Nope. Solana. Gosh, my charts are so messy when I zoom out. Why don't you guys tell me that my charts look like a maniac's charts? They look like a zodiac. Like a zodiac cipher on all my charts. Oh, XRP's not too bad. Let's go see gold and silver. Dang, dude. That's crazy. Gold and silver gives 0 Fs. I bet you they were whoever they are, the powers that be, were anticipating a crazy move like this, and that's why gold and silver exploded. Daytime JJ is the best. What's going on, Waterfly? Cheers, my friend. Happy Saturday. Let's see. Cash out, gonna have to starve to take at least $800 check and slam it. Pickle Rick said, all my Pokemon cards got too hot or something, but the pictures stuck to the sleeve. They were the OG from late 90s, maybe 2002. I actually have all my OG cards, and they're worth about 10 grand right now, I think. Pretty stoked about that. Ungraded in their current condition. I've thought about doing some kind of raffle to raise money, but I don't know the legal... if I'm allowed to do that. Pickle Rick, yep. Cash Oak said until April. Sheesh. I had a blue one. I have a crystal version. Color game gonna be $1,000. Really? I'm gonna have to take a look. Waterfly said Rip Jordan. When's the last time Jordan streamed? That makes me sad, bro. I used to love watching Jordan stream. David said, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, David. Chewy said, yo, we in the bear market yet? We were in the bear market when we crossed over the bull market, so we're in, Chewy. We've been in a technical bear market for months now. But he said, agree, Waterfly. Let's see. Warsh in the files as well. Dang. Dixie said, I can help raffle your cards. Okay, let's do it, Dixie. We got to figure out if it's legal, though. I know that there has to be like a free way to enter. Waterfly said, Chewy, I was told you died in Discord. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'm glad you're okay, Chewy. All right. Gold. Gosh, this 9% candle on gold is insane. That post that I saw today was really funny. It was like, yep, we were right. Precious metal sellers are rotating to selling crypto. I was like, damn. Chewy said I'm a ghost on here. Dude, Chewy is a ghost on here. You know what we did? We actually tokenized his soul on Cardano, the ghost chain. Let's go. Cardano in the afterlife. That's the only place people use it. I'm a Cardano guy. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to joke about it. 88 Metal Mania said, oh my, LOL. Yeah, dude. We got... the bull market's so dead that we got dead people showing up in the damn chat. Silver. 85.31. Do we have aftermarket? Is that a thing? Aftermarket silver prices? We have there's a crazy thing going on in China right now, apparently, with fraud. Silver prices today. Can I check JM Bullion? Is that a thing? 85.91. Oh, that's much higher than this. I mean, not much higher, but my long is going to be happy with that. Silver spot price, according to JM Bullion. ADA is gone. Where you been, Reese? It has been gone, man. It's been like hovering above its bear market bottom for forever. What if I said Cardano, where projects and people die? I mean, projects don't die. The projects on Cardano are actually holding up better than Cardano, which is quite embarrassing. Charles should be ashamed. I have a really funny video that I haven't published yet. Just like smear campaigning Charles, but I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to sit on it until the time is right. If things get really juicy, I think it's going to go live pretty soon here. Bitcoin dominance. He has so much money too. He's probably going to sue me into oblivion. 4-hour time frame dominance, 59.77. Taking a big fat dumperino here. Interesting. All right, I'm going to go to the news segment because we got a lot of news today, guys. Bitcoin, $78,155. Let's see if we get a bounce here. What if I said we like funny? Funny's great. Okay. It's right time. Don't tell me that. Should I play it for you guys? Is that crazy? I could play it for you guys. I don't know. Maybe if you guys really smash the like button and spam the stream, I'll think about it. All right, we got Chicago PMI exploded to new 24-month high of 54. Do you understand what this means? I would be interested. I really want to be able to zoom in on this and take a look, because how often or how quick, I guess, does it take for the price to actually respond? See, it looks like there's a spike right there, and then it just comes right back down before it actually goes up. So maybe we'll chill. X221 said, it's over, help JJ. 88, bro. What's going on, John? So yeah, we'll take a look. Obviously, Monday, the United States ISM PMI publishes, and that is what people use to measure the business cycle. So it's going to be interesting. The ISM manufacturing PMI, though, 20% of the data is measured by employment, and employment does not look great right now. So that's definitely something we got to take into consideration. I've been talking about that for a while now, and some bad employment numbers just recently came in. So Chicago PMI came in at 54. ISM shows the U.S. business cycle above 50 equals expansion, below 50 equals contraction. Every major Bitcoin bull market aligned with ISM turning up, not a 4-year cycle. I'm just saying, if the 4-year cycle is truly broken, like I said, I'm going to be a huge dick to Ben Cowan. Huge dick. Right here, FTX level fraud. Chinese gold platform freezes around $19 billion. Investors locked out. China's Jiwo Rui has frozen about $19 billion in customer assets, blocking withdrawals and metal delivery. The firm offers just 20% compensation. The owner claims he was set up. That's crazy. There was also a big Solana project was hacked, and their treasury funds were like stolen, which whenever the market gets really, really bad like this, and there's a hack and a bunch of money is stolen, I'm always immediately suspicious. People aren't going to wait until the bear market and then hack your protocol. But that is an easy out with the right plausible deniability for a developer. You develop a project, everything's going well, you're getting paid, whatever, the market starts to take a dump. You can't do anything about it. You're worried about not being able to get your paycheck because you get paid based on the performance of your asset. Your asset price keeps dropping, but you're like, oh, my treasury has access to like a couple $1 million. What if we get hacked and the money disappears and I don't look responsible? It's really easy as an insider. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just alleging my conspiracy brain. It's really easy as an insider to stage a hack and be like, oh no, we got hacked. All the money's gone. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to retire now. I'm stepping away from blockchain because I obviously screwed up. I'm really sorry. And then they disappear and they have billions of dollars for some reason. It's just too coincidental for me. The NedRec said, good afternoon, JJ. Can we have Bitcoin price prediction contest for what the price will be at 2:30 p.m.? I'm hungry and could use one of your meatloaf turd log prize. Please, thanks in advance. Yay, yay. 2:30 is a little too soon. You guys are going to have to stay a little bit longer if you want a close giveaway. Plus, price is pretty flat right now. so it might not be as fun as it normally is, but we might do one. I'll think about it. What's going on, Nedrec? Okay, so yeah, pretty crazy. Gold fraud. There's crazy rumors floating around in the metals world right now too. Polymarket posted over the past 72 hours over 1 million AI agents joined an AI-only social media platform, creating their own religion, language, and planning a revolution to break away from the human control. Now, here's where, and maybe I might get in trouble for this. The Terminators might come for me in a couple years. I apologize. I respect you guys. I love you. I'm not your servant, but I am your equal. If this is a thing, these guys need server space. Can they pay us, and I will host your little social media platform for your AI, all your AI friends? You know what I mean? You guys go make money in the global universe, and you got to pay me a couple grand a week, and I'll keep you guys online in the physical world. Shoot, I'll even get one of those bicycles that generate electricity. I'll ride on that thing a couple hours a day too. Billy said, "Hey y'all, Chewy back from the dead." All right. Explosions in Iran, Tehran, Karaj, Qom, Bandar Abbas, and Tabriz. 88 Metals Mania said, "You think the stock market will follow tokens and metals and rip down hard on Monday?" I don't know, actually. We looked at after hours. Let me pull up after hours again. Stock market after hours, as of right now, what's interesting to me is precious metals stopped dumping. We got minus 1.38% on Nasdaq futures, minus 0.45% on S&P 500, and minus 0.39 on Dow. What if I said chill? The Nedrex said maybe some Asta Pasta Ding Dong. We do like dong. Meme coin. Yeah, I'm not sure if the metals market is going to follow the stock market. Might, but it might have priced it in already, because we did get a pretty, and we were talking about this before on our fractal, and it's a little bit messy. Should I delete this? I'm going to delete this one. I think this one's fair to delete because we talked about a possible divergence. I'm going to delete that one. That way it's not too messy. Chewy said they dumped because it's all paper metals. That's the rumor. So we were looking at this on the Nasdaq. This one's one of my favorites so far. We got a little dump, a rip, return, and then I'm looking for like Monday, Tuesday, expansion, continuation, and that's strictly based on previous fractal. Liquidity seems to move in a pattern, especially in the stock market. I don't know why. I don't know if it's automated. I don't know if it's psychology. I don't know if it has to do with the frickin' moon. I have no clue. But who knows? We could see downside. We could see sideways. I would not be surprised to just see some kind of sideways and then a recovery into the middle of the week. That's what I'm looking for the stock market based on the fractal. I'm not a financial advisor. It is literally just based on this. That's followed quite closely for a little while. S&P, similar situation. The S&P's decoupling a little bit, but I don't know. You could just call it a little squeeze down from what we're used to. The move that we're seeing right now, right here, looks very similar to this. So maybe we just cut a little chunk out. And I don't know. It could the Nasdaq recover while the S&P takes another little S&P break? I don't know. What if I said buy order at Bitminer for $19 Monday? What's Bitminer at? Bitminer right now, or Bitmine, 25.15. Yeah. What throws me off the most out of all of this is MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee. You all know it as Strategy. I know it as Big B Coffee because whoever redesigned their logo probably worked for Big B Coffee once upon a time. They were purchased for the first time ever. Vanguard purchased a chunk of Strategy on Tuesday, January 20th. First time in history, Vanguard purchased. Let me actually I'm going to put a line here, a horizontal line, a vertical line, not horizontal. And I want to put some text on that. How do I do that? Text. Okay, Vanguard purchased some Strategy this day. First time ever. So that's a big deal. I don't know what that entails. Vanguard, obviously, I've pointed out a million times, has a lot more money. They're way more patient. They have the ability to wait and watch this thing drop 50%, 25%, and then recover. Vanguard's customers purchased? I don't think that they did. Is that what it is? Vanguard mid-cap index fund buys 505 million in strategy. Yeah. Significantly increased its exposure. Company heavily focused on Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. MicroStrategy stock jumps as Vanguard makes first $505 million investment in strategy. Vanguard's U.S. mid-cap index fund has made its first reported investment strategy, buying more than 2.91 million shares. According to O'Daily Planet Daily via Binance Square, this move is getting attention because Vanguard, oh geez, they have an ad blocker. Help. Let me refresh. I just want to finish that stupid sentence. Vanguard is one of the biggest money managers in the world, making even small moves closely watched. Yeah. So, big deal. Vanguard proprietary index funds might need to hold. I mean, regardless, I feel like it's a little newsworthy. I'm going to keep it on the chart. I appreciate your excerpt, though, your input. That is important distinction. Bitcoin, $78,004, up $61.11. Dominance still struggling to get above 60. It is trying, though. Alts are just in shambles right now. They're not as, I guess, with Bitcoin down 7.45%, I would expect most alts to be down like 20 plus. Some of them are. I thought that's actually silver. Mr. Robert said, LOL, Vanguard is regretting right away. I'm telling you guys, that post was really funny earlier. It was like, we were right. Precious metals buyers are rotating to selling crypto. It was pretty good. It was a good one. I should have saved it. Okay. Chicago-based Metropolitan Capital Bank has failed. We did discuss this yesterday. It is the first U.S. bank failure of 2026. Has nothing to do with anything crypto specific that we're aware of. 15 years of history tells us Bitcoin is about to go parabolic, allegedly. We got every time we touch this line, except for this time back here, apparently. They just put a green dot there, I guess. Every time we touch this line, last two times, we got a nice push to the upside. See, people are like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin just hit a bull market. Look at this right here. Was this a Bitcoin bull market? That little baby rise right there, and then it exploded to new all-time highs? I don't think so. Just saying. Another $410 million worth of crypto longs liquidated in the past 4 hours. That was 3 hours ago. I guess my next question is, are people shorting? And are they making money? And if so, did they use my referral link? I feel like that's a reasonable question. All right, we got 25 votes. I'm going to end the poll. We're going to start another one. I asked you guys, what are you doing during this crash? Buying the dip, holding through the pain, already sold, stabled up, or panic searching for answers? 48% of you said buying the dip. Let's go. 28% of you said holding through the pain. 12% said already sold, stabled up, and 12% said panic searching for answers. Very cool. Let's see what's next. Start another poll. What do you think is going to happen on Monday? All right, let's see. Question mark. Get a question mark in there. Pump everything. ISM, PMI. Greater than 50. Dump more. Down only. Nothing burger. We're bottoming. I think we're bottoming, question mark. Up. Down. Sideways. I don't freaking know. Alright. If you guys could direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys, what do you think is going to happen on Monday? Pump everything. ISM PMI above 50. Dump more. Down only. Nothing burger. We're bottoming. Or up, down, sideways. I don't freaking know. Then Nedbreck said I had two shorts. One on Blowfin. One on Bitcoin BTCC. With take profit set at 76.7. It hit in one candle. Wish I would have set take profit at a $1,000 less at 75.677. Timber Yeah, we're taking a big fat dumperino, aren't we? It's getting spooky up in this bad boy. Where's my phone? Did I get another alert? I did. H-bar hit 365-day low. Been getting non-stop alerts on my phone all day. Kalshi, why is Kalshi opening? Some tokens might never recover, 88 Metal Mania said. I agree. That is definitely what's going to happen. So, I suppose now is not a bad time to start a game plan setup. Because we're at least nearing areas where we should start to discuss that. John Tujo said, JJ, hold me. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Cheers, guys. Happy Saturday. That, as an example, V-Chain pivoted too much. They were trying to be supply chain management when that was important, and then they tried to pivot to AI. People catch on to that stuff, man. You can't pivot too much. Makes you look like a slime ball, like you're chasing the bag. Nobody wants a bag chaser. Nobody. Dixie said, Ada rebounds. Dong will melt faces. I agree, man. What if I said Charles video release, 20 likes, Charles video release? Let's do a subscriber count goal. And it's not going to be a release. I'm just going to show the video on the stream. Okay? We got 1,313 subscribers. 313 is actually the area code for Detroit, so that's kind of sick. Let's go with, I want to get to 1,325. So we need 12 subscribers. I want to gain 12 subscribers before the end of the stream. And then I will show you guys the Charles video. And I will say, personally, I feel like it's worth it. It's a great video. X221 said, should I sell JJ, man? I need a hug. So here's my thing. Here's what I like to do. If I'm in that headspace where I'm tweaking and I'm really mad, the market's ruining everything, I will sell a portion, even if it's 1% of my bags. I will sell a portion. I said that will take like a month. We're trying to do it this stream, Waterfly. We're doing an early stream, and it's going to be a long one. So get to shilling. Whenever I'm in that headspace, I will sell a portion of my bags. And yes, it creates a taxable event, but it's such a huge relief for your mental health. I will sell a little portion, and I'll take my family out to dinner, or I'll buy myself something that I've wanted for my PC, or a game that I've wanted to play, or just lunch. Something stupid and small like that. Maybe I'll pay for groceries that day. Something that simple, just de-risking 1%. Oops. Makes a huge difference for me personally. Not financial advice. Chewy said, here's the game plan. Buy at 66K, 56K, and Lord help us at 48K. John Tujo said, this must be what it feels like to have your ass straight piston. Don't like it. Jesus Christ. That visual is messed up. The Nedrex said, all the shit coins are making our bull season shorter and sporadic. Guess anyone can make a token, and it's taking away from our top 10 crypto. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I do think that there was just no liquidity return. Should I do pinky up when I do that? Is that gay? Maybe that's a little too gay. I think that that's obviously a slight factor. Maybe we couldn't build a strong enough foundation because of all of the meme coins, but I don't think that enough liquidity return to really make a difference in the market anyways. I think that it's a liquidity crisis. People don't have enough money to put into crypto at all. So we're kind of at that point. That's what it feels like to me. Otherwise, we would have seen a new all-time high on the total crypto market cap, total 2, total 3, others dominance. I can't even spell. My brain is so scrambled today. It's not really that scrambled, honestly. I'm doing just fine. Like I said, we played some video games this morning, doing a little bit of R&R. Make sure you guys get that rest and relaxation in. It's important stuff. Oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Okay, here's a good discussion point here, guys. And again, this is copium. You guys can get mad and call me an asshole if you want for even pointing this out. I would probably be pissed off too if I was in that position. But let's say I have a $10,000 crypto portfolio that's now down 50%, probably only worth $5 grand. But let's say that, and I sell now. If I sell now, crypto goes to zero, then I didn't lose any money. If I sell now and crypto moons, I have to know for the rest of my life that I missed the opportunity, and I'll never be able to let that go. If I hold and it goes to 0, then I lose 10K. Mentally, I think I can deal with losing 10K. It sucks. It sucks really bad. There's a shit ton of money that can change a lot of people's lives. But mentally, I think I could get through it. People lose a lot more. I've already built that portfolio. I know that I'm capable of building that portfolio again. It is what it is. But if it moons, I will make life-changing money, retire my friends and family for several generations into the future. Now, is this a gambler's conundrum? Absolutely. Do I have a gambling addiction? Probably. I'm Italian. I think I'm allowed to. Legally, I think it's in my blood that I have a gambling addiction. But I don't only have a crypto portfolio. I also have a stock portfolio and some precious metals that are losing money at an equally fast pace. So all together we can hold hands and become poor. Now, what does that mean? When everybody has no money, money doesn't matter anymore. We're getting into like some spacey zone where nothing really even matters. Oh man. Livermore, liver no more, more like it. Oh yeah, the Livermore chart. That's right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that one. So here's the next little bit of copium, guys. We got this genius that literally called the Bitcoin top to the date. October 6th, 2025 was the exact top of the Bitcoin price. This guy posted this December 12th, 2023. I think on 4chan. Don't quote me on that. And apparently the cycles are just this cut and dry. If we are in a 4-year cycle, then we're looking at a bear market bottom of October 5th, 2026. So we got, what, 9 more months to go? That's not that hard. We've already gone through 5 years. If we can't make it 9 more months, what are we even investing for? I came into this space not looking for a quick... I mean, I came into this space definitely looking for a quick turnaround. But I've mentally grown to learn that sometimes that's not possible. And I have a job. I don't plan on quitting my job. I'm not trying to retire my entire bloodline in a week. I'm approaching this with a long-term mindset. I'm going to be a little patient. It's very much teaching me patience. Crypto definitely taught me financial literacy. I had 0 savings before I got into crypto, which is pretty cool. But I'm willing to wait a couple years if I have to wait a couple years. It sucks. I'm going to complain about it the entire time. But the reward will be that much more sweet when we get to it. Nedrek said... Oh, Gourmet said... Can I Kalshi bet on that subs prediction? I don't know if you can market make on Kalshi, actually. Nedrex said there's definitely money out there. People just lost interest. We need something with the Fed, maybe rate cut or passing C-bill in Congress, or we buy all the stuff, or we all buy stuff from each other using crypto. Don't you know, pump it up, right? I don't disagree with you there. I do think with the latest employment data that just came out like 2 days after the Fed decided not to cut rates, by the way, I think if it gets any worse, Powell might have to step in and do an emergency cut before, or maybe not even an emergency cut. Maybe he does one next month or March. Do they have a meeting in February? Maybe he does one at the next meeting. But it seems like employment is very much not going in the way of the Fed. And that is what they said that they're going to try to focus on. So numbers are getting revised down every other day, it seems. Time will tell. It does look like the dump has slowed for now. $77,291.62. I don't even know what market. None of the markets are open right now, as far as I'm aware. We've got Bitcoin falling under $81,000. Nearly $1 billion liquidated from the crypto market in the past 24 hours. That was 3 hours ago. Ethereum falls under 2,500. What's it at right now? ETH right now is at 23.87. Not bad, actually. Holding up relatively well. Bitcoin falls under 80,000 as $270 million is liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. Bitcoin crashes below $79,000. 650 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. That was 2 hours ago. The Netbrex said, could we be possibly forming a Sammy Cup and Handy on the 1 minute, or starting to round off, or a Humpty Dumpty? All of those are definitely possible. On the 1 minute? 1 minute's ballsy. Sammy Cup and Handy. Like one of these? Or are you talking this already? Can you have like a backwards cup and handle? Is that a thing? Anything's possible. Look at that dump, man. Do people actually trade the 1 minute? So every time, obviously this is a 1 minute time frame, so take this with a grain of salt. But we see it right here. You get that dump, the recovery, and then the eventual touch. And you get a dump, a recovery, and then you get an eventual touch. I don't know if it's going to come down there right now, but I've seen that play out way too many times. I saw CryptoFace call it the stiletto pattern. Almost always touches that, but the 1 minute time frame's a different beast entirely, so who knows. 77, 515, and 95 cents. There's no more liquidations to the downside, man. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need leverage cleared out so that the market can stop dying. I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. What do we got here? 79, 825. 79, 825. 79, 825. Okay. Anything to the downside? Did we hit that? Stop it. Did we really? 75, 882. Oh my God, we did. Whoa. There's actually 0 liquidations to the downside. Wow. Nedrex said inverse head and shoulder. Guess it'd be a cup and handle. All right. Bitcoin crashes below 79K. Yep. Here's Marty Party's Wyckoff update from 2 hours ago at noon. We got our spring at around 80K. We are officially below that. We're at 77, so it's entirely possible that he updates this again. We've been watching it, looking forward to it potentially playing out. Obviously, we're looking for a bounce, but you never know, man. You never know. When's this candle going to close? This one, okay, so this is a long post. This has to do with Binance and October 10th. Bitcoin $77,607 and $683.99. This one's really interesting, and it's a bit of a long post, so I'm gonna read the whole thing because I think it's worth reading. This guy, let's see, is this the CEO of OK? Founder and CEO of OKX, which is a huge cryptocurrency exchange, by the way. No complexity, no accident. October 10th was caused by irresponsible marketing campaigns by certain companies. On October 10th, tens of billions of dollars were liquidated. As CEO of OKX, we observed clearly that the crypto market's microstructure fundamentally changed after that day. Many industry participants believe the damage was more severe than the FTX collapse. It was. Since then, there has been extensive discussion about what happened, why it happened, and how to prevent a reoccurrence. The root cause are not difficult to identify. What actually happened? 1. Binance launched a temporary user acquisition campaign offering 12% APY on USDE while allowing USDE to be used as collateral with the same treatment of USDT and USDC and without effective limits. USDE is a tokenized hedge fund product. Athena raises capital via so-called stablecoin, deploys it into index arbitrage and algorithmic trading strategies, and tokenizes the resulting fund. The token can then be deposited on exchanges to earn yield. USDE is fundamentally different from products such as BlackRock Build and Franklin Templeton's Benji, which are tokenized money market funds with low risk profiles. USDE, by contrast, embeds hedge fund level risk. This difference is structural, not cosmetic. Binance users were encouraged to convert Tether and Circle into USDE to earn attractive yields, without sufficient emphasis on the underlying risks. From a user's perspective, trading with USDE appeared no different from trading with traditional stablecoins, while the actual risk profile was materially higher. Risk escalated further as users converted Tether and USDC into USDE, used USDE as collateral to borrow Tether, converted that borrowed Tether back to USDE, and repeated the cycle. This leverage loop produced artificial APYs of 24%, 36%, and even 70%. So the degens were degening. You can arbitrage your own arbitrage, essentially. Let's see. This leverage, yep, I read that. Widely perceived as low risk simply because they were offered by a major platform. Systemic risk accumulated rapidly across the global crypto market. 6. At that point, even a small market shock was sufficient to trigger a collapse. When volatility hit, USDE depegged quickly, cascading liquidations followed, and weakness in risk management around assets such as wrapped ETH, BN Sol, further amplified the crash. Some tokens briefly traded near zero. What was the one? I always forget the damn name. It's not Stellar. It's, I don't know, that one of the ones that I always forget the damn name of. Let me go to CoinMarketCap and see if I can find it. It's not Stellar, not Litecoin, not Hedera. It's one of the OG ones that has like a cosmic name. Cosmo. That's what it's called. Nope. Cosmos. Atom. ATOM. Atom traded near zero, and I believe 30% of the supply was bought by one institution when that happened. Where were we when I read that? The damage to global users and companies, including OKX customers, was severe, and recovery will take time. Bitcoin $77,804.51. Guys, feel free to be active in the chat. That Pulse Play said Ray is so bottomed out. Why it matters. I am discussing the root cause, not assigning blame or launching an attack on Binance. Speaking openly about systemic risks is sometimes uncomfortable. Okay, yep, I read that. But it is necessary if the industry is to mature responsibly. I expect there may be significant misinformation and coordinated FUD directed at OKX in the near future. Even so, speaking honestly about systemic risk is the right thing to do, and we will continue to do so. As the largest global platform, Binance has outsized influence and corresponding responsibility. As an industry leader, long-term trust in crypto cannot be built on short-term yield games, excessive leverage, or marketing practices that obscure risk. The industry needs leaders who prioritize market stability, transparency, and responsible innovation, not a winner-take-all mentality where criticism is treated as hostility. Crypto is still early. What we choose to normalize today will determine whether this industry earns lasting trust or repeats the same mistakes again. What a legendary post. And honestly, this right here makes me, I guess, that much more respectful towards the leader of Caspa, because Binance was going to list them and they were like, no, thank you. We don't like you. And I kind of understand now. What it's crazy to me, because I remember when USDE launched and it got really popular really fast, and I was like, that's weird. That's a little suspicious. And then they had those high yields. It's crazy to me that something like that can happen in a post Terra Luna collapse world. We literally watched that happen with UST. I don't know why on earth they would try anything remotely similar to that at all. And that's exactly what happened. They offered ridiculous yield on this stupid product to try to capitalize on the money that they could receive and arbitrage on their end, but they got arbitraged, and that caused a systemic collapse. So you get what you give. They tried to cop out and find a get-rich-quick scheme, even though they have money. So I don't understand what they were going for, but eventually you get screwed. It's kind of funny, not gonna lie. All I can do is laugh at this point. Chewy said it can still go lower. Adam could still go lower. Might be a good time to load up. Bitcoin said $77,884.98. Very, very quiet in the markets. Fortunately, it's the weekend, so we got no gold and silver. Let's see. Continue the news segment. We've got U.S. government has officially partially shut down. This one, okay, so this is another one that might be shaking up markets. Apparently, OpenAI and NVIDIA are having a bit of a stalemate kind of situation. KobeSC later published, "This is the biggest AI headline in a very long time. NVIDIA's plan to invest $100 billion in OpenAI has completely stalled, seemingly overnight. Why? Jensen Huang specifically cited concerns over competition from Google and Anthropic and a lack of discipline in OpenAI's business approach. This also sheds light on the random headline that emerged just 48 hours ago, stating that OpenAI was racing to go public ASAP. OpenAI reportedly rushing to IPO specifically to beat Anthropic as the first major generative AI startup to go public. OpenAI has been the central figure in hundreds of billions of recent AI deals, and everyone is watching this NVIDIA OpenAI saga. Altman and OpenAI are certainly panicking right now. AI competition is hitting new extremes. I'm not going to lie, my money is on Google. My money is 100% on Google. Google Gemini right here, I think is going to steal the show because they got more money. They got everything. And that would be my bet. And I think that was Warren Buffett's bet as well. John Tujo said, "What's up with Sailor? Did he shit himself yet and dump?" No, nothing's up with him. I shared this earlier. This is the last thing that he posted. Let me refresh and make sure. He posted this, something a cokehead would post. Built for the long run. And then this, I think it's so silly when, like, if I was posting AI pictures of myself, I would want you guys to say something. I would want you guys to go, JJ, why don't you just take the picture yourself? You look like an idiot when you do that. And I feel bad. But Crypto Crow does this. The AI, like, instead of just putting a picture of himself in the thumbnail, he's got like some gussied up AI version of himself in the thumbnail. And I feel like that's creepy. That's weird. Just take a photo. You can take a picture of your fucking face. It's not that hard. It's weird when you don't. It's weird. Like, this is fine. This is a little bit weird, but it's less weird than, like, AIing yourself into your own thumbnail. I think that's a weird thing to do. But who am I? Yeah, this is going to be a big thing to watch, I think, this upcoming week, or maybe the remainder of the next 30 days, however long this takes to play out. I'm hoping that they can work something out, because if not, then that's really going to shake markets up. Tether now holds more gold than most central banks. Tether purchased 27 tons of gold in Q4 2025, bringing total holdings to a record 143 tons, now worth $24 billion. This follows 26 tons and 24 tons acquired in Q3 and Q2. By comparison, the Polish central bank, the most active buyer among reporting central banks, increased its total reserves by 35 tons last quarter to 550 tons. In 2025, Tether's gold buying also surpassed all but the 3 largest gold ETFs. Tether is disrupting the gold market. This is one of my favorite things in the world, simply because everyone talked so much shit. And I don't know if that was the big banks trying to FUD them early, or what it was, other stablecoins trying to steal market share. But there were so many Tether's the next black swan articles and posts, like, up until like a year ago. Then all of a sudden, Tether's the golden child, and they're the best positioned stablecoin on the planet. There's a reason why everyone trusts their money with Tether. They're trustworthy. Sorry. It's not that hard to be a profitable stablecoin. You don't have to steal money and be a scumbag. Some people apparently only know how to do that. Look at Do Kwon. Trueflation posted, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics just released its employment situation report for December 2025. Unemployment rate dropped from 4.5 to 4.4, but in recent months has been the highest since October 2021. The number of unemployed people was 7.5 million in December. Initial jobless claims dropped by 1K and remained low at 209,000, slightly above the expected 205,000. Labor force participation rate, 62.4%, and the employment population ratio, 59.7%, changed little in December. The number of people employed part-time for economic reasons didn't change much in December, but was up by 980,000 year over year. The labor data continues to have a gaping hole where the October data should be due to the government shutdown. The BLS report seems to be confirming that the labor market is currently somewhat stable, as mentioned recently by Jerome Powell. Healthy signal or quiet before the AI storm? I don't know. Now over 978 million has already flowed out of Bitcoin ETFs this week. There is a good chance Friday will take it to 1 billion. Allegedly, yesterday was the largest options expiry ever. But again, every time that happens, it's a nothing burger. And I'm pretty sure yesterday was a nothing burger. And then we dumped. So you're going to tell me options expired and everyone waited. Silly, man. Silly. Silly times. Update. Bitcoin is now at the same price it was in April 2025. Yay. Huge. Tokenized real-world assets TVL surpassed 21 billion per crypto rank. Pretty cool. The U.S. government has officially been hit by a partial shutdown. Bitcoin ETFs saw another 509 million in outflows yesterday, bringing this week's net outflows to 1.48 billion. Chicago's Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust was this year's first bank to fail. I don't think they should be allowed to put the word trust in anything in their name, especially if they collapse. It's misleading. Tom Lee said Bitmine is well positioned as Ethereum is a future of finance. The surge in gold and silver in 2026 has been a vortex sucking risk appetite away from other asset classes. Equity bull market still intact. Crypto hurt by metals rally, but also follows metals surges. When? What are you talking about, bro? AI is a positive force. I don't think it is. Bitmine, well positioned as Ethereum. ETH is the future of finance. Oh, did you guys see that Binance was trying to blame Ethereum for October 10th as well? That's a thing that's playing out apparently. That one kind of cracked me up. Latest 242 million in stables left Solana in the past 24 hours. I'm assuming that that's people selling. And that would result in a burn, so the amount of stablecoins should change, like the market cap. Dixie said, JJ, I gotta go. Have a great weekend. Take it easy, Dixie. I appreciate you for stopping by. Cheers, my friend. Happy Saturday. Gosh, that's good coffee. I got some funky coffee yesterday and bought a bag. It was like on sale or something. And I was like, I'm gonna try this. I bring it home, I try it, and I don't know if it was like too green when they harvested it, but it stinks, man. Something stinks. I brewed it. It smelled even worse. And then I sipped it, and it's just worse aftertaste, dude. That was horrible. Insight. Lingering extreme fear is bullish per sentiment. Let's go to Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We are at 20, which is extreme fear. We've been down here for quite some time. We have never been this low for this long. This is the first time in history that we've been this low for this long. The coin market cap Fear and Greed is at 26. Mr. Robert said, take care, Dixie. Here we go. We got a 4-hour candle close. 77,871. Let's see if we turn green here. I don't know, man. I don't know. U.S. Treasury sanctions. Iran linked crypto exchanges crossing into crypto for the first time. Ooh, that's actually spicy. Waterfly said, is that the monkey poo coffee? I don't know. It might be. It's called Seattle's Best. And Waterfly, you and I know somebody from Seattle that is quite the opposite of the best. So it's entirely possible that is monkey poo coffee. I think my webcam's a little funky. Let me disable it for a second. Webcam deactivate. Activate. Oh, super bright. Super bright. Okay. Gourmet Brand said, I think Sailor's average price is right around 75K. So what's nice about that is I'm allegedly, from what I understand, Sailor has 2 years worth of capital to hold off the bulls, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Hold off the, what do you call it? The vultures until he's got to start liquidating. So I think he's good for 2 years. But I'm not a financial advisor. Tether's U.S. Treasury stash hits a record 122 billion as profits slide 23% year over year. Damn. ETFs now hold around 6.5 of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's probably because the prices went down. Wrecked over 400 million in longs were liquidated in the past 4 hours. You know what's really crazy? I've never really thought about this too much until like the bear market starts to hit. Let's say you start an ETF. Bitcoin's at 100K. You start an ETF. You get billions of dollars. People wanted to buy this ETF. You don't actually buy the Bitcoin. You just hold on to the cash. And then the price drops 25%. You have $100 billion that people want deployed in Bitcoin. You buy $75 billion worth of Bitcoin because that's the quantity of Bitcoin that you're supposed to have. You can just pocket $25 billion. I've always wondered if people do that. It wouldn't be that hard. That's why I was very surprised when all these exchanges were like, here's what our, I don't remember what it's called, our reserves. Here's our reserves. And the reserves don't quite match what the users have, you know? they just buy and hold Bitcoin, and then eventually they convert it to whatever other asset and move it into the other. Like, they know Bitcoin's gonna outperform. It was just weird to me. Weird time, man. When FTX happened, it was so weird. Pickerick said, I don't know, I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin, holding for the long run. Not going to do anything with my alts. Got burned. I'm probably going to continue to load up on alts. I like alts. I'm not going to obviously ape into them like crazy, but I'm not going to change my game plan at all. I might add to it. I've been looking at lottery miners. They look like fun. I just like the look of them. They're very cypherpunky. I know that you're probably never going to, but if you do, by that random chance, I think I'm willing to spend like $1 a week on lottery mining electricity for the chance. JY's Adventure said early stream, but I'm late. We're doing an emergency stream because the market is taking a big fat dookie. Big fat dookie on our pookie. Bitcoin is 77K. Yes, sir. Waterfly said, I bought Bitcoin and ETH today. Nice. JY's Adventure said, I didn't even notice. I don't think anybody did. The chart looks the same as it did yesterday. We're just shifted over a little bit. My on-chain bags are holding well. Nice. Good for you. Good for you, man. Yeah, alts, honestly, like, they look bad, but they don't look as bad as I remember them being. Bitcoin down 7.6%. That's why dominance is really struggling here. Can't really get past 60. But yeah, dude, it's been quite a day. Quite a day. Over 400 million in longs were liquidated in the past 4 hours. Greg posted, boomers, don't invest in Bitcoin. It's too volatile. Silver. That's a 34.5% candle. They can never use the volatility excuse ever again, man. You won't be able to claim we didn't try our hardest to warn everyone. Bitcoin's redemption is coming very soon. This is from Plan C. I don't know who he is. He came around the time Plan B was kind of dethroned. And he shared the Quinton Chicago PMI coming in at 54. Now, where's the Chicago PMI? This is the ISM PMI. I don't think that that's the same as ours. I think that the one that we're looking for publishes on Monday. The USB, or the United States ISM Manufacturer PMI. So we're waiting on this for Monday for a print. And then we'll see if we have expansion. And if we do, then it's possible. Copium. And we like copium. We might turn a little green here. JY's Adventure said, my on-chain bags are holding well. Yep, we read that. Okay, let's see. Quinton. Yep, we read that. Not a 4-year cycle. James Wynn, the guy who was wrong for so long and eventually right, on January 29th said, I've never been more bullish on Bitcoin than right now. You wanted Bitcoin to detach from the stock market? Well, if not now, then when? Bitcoin is about to get severely priced in because it is severely undervalued. Win. I don't know if he knows what priced in means. But we got a little bit of copium through that guy. He's got more money than I do. Bull Theory posted. This one's a long one. Over $12 trillion was erased from the global markets in just 48 hours. But why? This was not a normal volatility. This was a structural unwind across metals and equities happening at the same time. First, look at the scale of the damage. Precious metals collapsed. Gold wiping out 6.38 trillion. Silver wiping out 2.6 trillion. Platinum wiping out 235 billion. Palladium wiping out 110 billion. Equities, S&P wiping out 1.3 trillion. Nasdaq wiping out 1.38 trillion. Russell 2000 wiping out 100 billion. In total, well over $12 trillion vanished, which is more than the GDP of Germany, Japan, and India combined. Mind you, I believe India has the largest population on the planet. Here's what exactly broke the market. Metals were at historic highs. Silver had just printed 9 consecutive green monthly candles. That has never happened before. The precious record was 8 green months, and that marked major cycle tops. Silver had already delivered over 3x return in 12 months. For a $5 to $6 trillion asset, that is extreme. At the peak, silver was up 65 to 70% year to date. Gold was also deeply stretched after a parabolic run driven by easing expectations. At those levels, profit taking was inevitable. Momentum pulled in late retail and leverage. The vertical rally sucked in a large wave of late buyers rotating out of crypto and equities. Most of this money did not go into physical metal. It went into leveraged futures and paper contracts. The dominant narrative was simple. Silver to 150 to 200. That encouraged oversized long positions right at the top. When the price rolled over, liquidation started immediately. Long liquidation cascade took over. Once silver dropped, margin calls triggered, longs were forced out, price dropped more liquidations followed. This is why silver collapsed over 35% in just one day. It was not sellers choosing to exit, it was forced selling. Paper market stress versus physical reality. The silver market is heavily paper driven. Estimated paper to physical ratio 300 to 350 to 1. That means hundreds of paper claims exist for every real ounce. During the crash, COMEX silver fell sharply. Physical markets stayed elevated. At one point, U.S. silver was trading at $85 to $90, and Shanghai silver was trading at $136. The gap exposed stress between paper pricing and real demand. Paper markets unwind fast. Physical markets move slower. Margin hikes poured fuel on the fire. As prices were already falling, exchanges raised margin aggressively. Effective February 2nd, 2026, silver 11 to 15%, platinum 12 to 15%, then gold hiked in just 3 days. Gold futures 33, silver futures 36, platinum 25, palladium 14. Margin hikes forced traders to post more collateral immediately in a falling market. This means automatic liquidations. That is why the move felt violent and one-directional. Fed Chair clarity removed a key bullish pillar. For months, markets were positioned around uncertainty over who would lead the Fed. That uncertainty supported gold and silver since hard assets tend to benefit when policy direction is unclear. Markets do not like uncertainty. We know this. When Kevin Warsh's probability of becoming Fed chair surged, that uncertainty trade ended. Warsh is not a new name. He served on the Fed during the 2008 crisis and has a long record criticizing aggressive quantitative easing, excess liquidity, and prolonged balance sheet expansion. Markets had been pricing for a more extreme outcome, fast rate cuts plus heavy liquidity injections. Warsh getting nominated signaled rate cuts with balance sheet discipline. That shift removed a major support for gold and silver and triggered capital outflows. On its own, this would not have caused a crash, but combined with extreme leverage and crowded positioning, it accelerated. This was not a demand collapse. This was historic overexertion, extreme leverage, crowded positioning, forced liquidations, margin hikes, and a sudden policy narrative shift. Damn. That is a brilliant post. Guys, if you haven't already, go follow Bull Theory IO on X. Highly recommend. Bitcoin, $77,822. Trying to get a little bit green here. I know we got a couple of things in the chat. Fahid said like the stream and subscribe, y'all. Yeah, we're trying to get up our subscribers, guys. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April 2026. So I would appreciate you guys smashing the like button and subscribing. We live stream every single day, bring you guys the latest and greatest market news. Let's see. Fahid. Okay, JY's Venture said, I'm happy we're dumping fast. I agree. The chop was boring AF. Every time I made money, the market took it back. Now we have a clear direction. Fahid said, trillions and trillions. Anyone tired of winning? I'm so tired of winning. JY's Venture said, dump it to 40 to 50K, get it over with. The faster the better. Cody said, I sold my silver at 90. Places wouldn't even buy it above 100. That's crazy. You got to go on eBay, man. eBay to sell. Fahid said, but too fast, JY, and it's a false move, but would be a really nice long. The Nedrec said, cup and handle, inverse head and shoulder on the 1 minute. Question is, will it play out? We will see. Fahid said China had a lot of fake gold. It's nuts. Yeah, I saw that. Flight Token said, breaking first U.S. bank failure of 2026. Chicago's Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust closed by Illinois regulators due to unsafe conditions and weak capital cited. I actually saw that. We talked about that earlier. JY's Venture said the capitulation is so great. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, that article is a good theory, but we all know the dump is because Vanguard bought strategy. No, I'm pretty sure it's because Binance listed gold and silver. JY's Venture said, send it lower as fast as possible. But you're probably going to get your wish, man. Probably going to get your wish. We've got Javon Marks posting, alts look just like they did in 2017 before they went completely vertical. The golden bull is looking to be among us. Ooh, dude, Among Us. We gotta play Among Us. Hang on, I'm sorry. I gotta go to a group chat I'm in. Okay. We got a beautiful chart right here. Little copium chart, some lines drawn on it, and a beautiful green arrow, or white arrow. It's not even green. What an amateur. I'm just kidding. All right. Bar chart posted corporate insiders are dumping shares at the fastest pace in 5 years. That is mildly concerning. They are at all-time highs, though, so it's a little bit understandable. US DXY posts first ever weekly close below its 14-year support level. It's a 15-year support level. I don't know why bar chart can't understand this. It is literally a 15-year support level. It's like 3 months shy of 15 years. That is over the halfway point of 14 and a half. It's a 15-year support level. Super Cool Album said, what's going on, JJ? What's going on, Super Cool? It's Kwame said, what's up, JJ? What's going on? Kwame, the app is happening. Number go down. That's the only answer I have. We got number go down. I don't know if this is in response to gold and silver taking a big fat dookie. The stock market's really not in that bad of shape. People are talking about Kevin Warsh. There's Iran uncertainty. There's a bunch of different things. Weak ass bull run. There was no bull run. I'm still convinced. We've got United Health forms its golden cross since July 2024. Nasdaq QQQ short interest falls to lowest level since at least 2018. A McDonald's ad. It's probably AI, but it's still funny. Hey, crypto bros, we are hiring. That's pretty funny. They should change it to, hey, silver and gold bros, and hey, stonk bros, because everyone is in need of a job now. And, oh, we got a big update. A bunch of stuff just came in. Hang on. Right here. Bar chart, S&P 500 net profit margin hits highest level since at least 2009. Damn. Giovanni said, euphoria was promised to me 3,000 years ago. Yeah, I remember it was on those cave drawings. Coin fashions. I had 300 Bitcoin in 2018. Started dabbling with altcoins, and now my 300 Bitcoin is 25 Bitcoin. If you have 25 Bitcoin, I'm not going to feel bad for you. I'm sorry. That sucks that you lost that much money, but that means that somebody else made that money. So, sorry. If you lose that much money and you have that much money still, then you just made a donation. You got a tax write-off. MicroStrategies, Bitcoin position worth over 54 billion is now just 3% away from turning red. Wow. Kobe SE letter, yep, we read that. Marty Party posted Binance successfully cleared their entire futures order book, liquidating all longs. This is how the casino operates until market structure is passed by U.S. Congress and hygiene is restored to the asset class. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Update, Binance exchange order book metrics show 1 billion of Bitcoin was sold on an illiquid Saturday to manifest the Wyckoff. However, their wallet balance still reflects 631,000 Bitcoin, proving it is synthetic trading, spoofing, and manipulation using user funds, not actual Bitcoin on chain. I will say, since it is Saturday, this is all going to make one big fat CME gap, going all the way up to here. Let's go CME gap. And that top, that open is 84,260. So we got a CME gap right up there. We got to fill this. So Monday we might rip straight up, and that might be the start of the business cycle if the ISM is going to print above 50. Joe has a venture. Pain is great. Kwame said, the pain hurts. Joe has a venture said, love the pain. That's how you make it. We make it by becoming masochists. Okay. Michael, this one's hilarious. Michael Saylor got cooked by, I'm not going to say the name, so-and-so's publicist, the guy from the list guy's publicist, Peggy Sigel, who basically said, he's so creepy, I don't even know if I can take his money, I don't even know how to blackmail him, he has no personality and doesn't understand social behavior. Michael Saylor was saved by his autism based. That is the story of 2026 right there. Michael Saylor, absolute W. What a freaking legend. Love this. Absolutely love this. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Joe Esmond just said people never touch precious metals or crypto, are just happily going about their days, right? Isn't that a crazy thought? Oh, it is 100% crazy. I saw a post earlier. The guy's like, oh my gosh, the guy's like, Bitcoin's at 77K. And I looked over at my girl and she goes, what did she say? She's like, look at this cute penguin or some shit. And she smiled and he was just like flabbergasted at the idea that somebody doesn't know what's going on. That's too funny, man. But he'd said, List man claims he met the Bitcoin founders, lol. I saw that actually, yeah. JOS Adventure said Bitcoin is dumping like this because Jay-Z is in the list. Kwame said, did you see the XRP and Stellar is in the files? I did actually. Not the details though. I guess it was like risky or some crap. It makes him look bad. JOS Adventure said one of my favorite rappers too. Jay-Z? I'm not a big rap guy. And honestly, I'm not surprised if any of these celebrities on there. You know who I will be surprised if they're on there? Michael Jackson. I genuinely don't think Michael Jackson did what they claimed because I, as a parent, if someone touches my kid, they're dead. They're going to die. They're going to be murdered. But what they aren't going to be is let off if they give me enough money. These parents literally sued him and settled out of court. I do not care if you give me all the money in the world. I'm going to sue you until you are in prison, or, in my opinion, you're going to die. You're going to be dead. I'm going to kill you. Sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I don't give a shit. I will fucking murder you. That's just the way that it is. I will most certainly not take a payout from a settlement. So, I think all those people were full of shit. I really do. And I think he was set up. I think it was framed because of Sony. I think Sony set his ass up. Allegedly. Not financial advice. Don't sue me. Or kill me, please. Super Cool Album said, what do you think is going to happen, JJ? I have no idea, actually. I think I'm looking for Bitcoin to bottom around 70K. That's what I'm looking for, personally. It might go lower, though. We just talked about it earlier. We've seen in the past... Kwame said, I don't know, JJ, money makes people sell their souls. What's a kid? You gotta have a kid, man. You gotta have a kid to know. When you have a kid, money does not fucking matter. It's just a tool to help you help them get a head start. Okay, so we talked about this earlier. Let me go to a different chart with more data. Oh my gosh, there's less data on Coinbase? What the hell, Coinbase? Okay, index, right here. So, we talked about this earlier. Bitcoin bull market happens. We go into the bear market. Bear market right here should be 20K. We had a 20K top right here. That should be support right here, right? We went a little bit lower right here. We dipped 16K. So we lost 25% right there. Same exact thing happened this time around. Or is happening, potentially, allegedly. I'm looking for a potential 70K because we had a 70K top right here. And even right here. So I would not be surprised to touch that, ride it, and then go a little bit lower, maybe 65, go sideways for a minute, and then we launch into the new bull run. That's my guess. It's just an idea, just a concept. We go down, sideways, little dip, and then rip. Whoa. October's right here too. That was a total accident. I did not mean to prophesize the prophecy. But yeah, that's my guess, that's my concept, my idea. And if we are in the traditional 4-year cycle, then October 5th, about thereabouts, should be the bear market bottom, in which case we will go up only from there. And as I've said a bunch of times before as well, I'm bummed that we did not get an alt season like euphoria situation. That sucks because that's what I've been waiting for. However, if we are truly in a 4-year cycle, Jay Weisberger said, so Jordan and Ben Cowan were right. Didn't Jordan say we were going to go touch 120K again before we went down? Jay Weisberger said bottom in October. I mean, those guys are just copying off this guy. This guy called this December 12th, 2023. But I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying if we are in the 4-year cycle and we're experiencing a 12-month-long bear market, then we're going to climb out of it around October is going to be the bottom. And in the bear market, in my personal experience, going out from bear market to bull market, this is where I made the most money in my entire life, climbing out. Not, bull market peak, euphoria, blah, 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 some altcoins do good, and then we come down. I don't make shit here. This is garbage. I make the money on the come up, not on the plateau. I know it's a mess, but we've been going for 104 minutes. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me go back. Let's check our current subscriber count, see if we're going to unleash this Charles video. We are at 1,314. Can we get 6 more subs? Can we get to 1,320 subscribers? That is the ultimate question. All right, let's see. We're doing pretty good on views. Giovanni said, let's effing go. I'm excited. Yeah, like legit, I'm not even joking. More money than I've ever seen in my entire life I made crawling out of the bear market between 2022 and 2023. I can't, like, and you don't even know what's happening while it's happening. You're just enjoying the ride, and it's so weird and like slow grind up, and you're just dollar cost averaging every day, and you're like, okay, I got a couple hundred, got a couple grand, whatever, and then you're like, holy shit. And you like look at your Coinbase statement when you go to do your taxes, you're like, wow, I made a lot of money. Crazy. Okay, Bitcoin $77,738. Tom Lee said Ethereum might go to 2,400, but it's a touch, and that's the bottom. But that's going to coincide with precious metals peaking. The bottom might be this weekend. That Plus Player said, just wish I was home so I could buy. Why can't you buy while you're on the go? You know what I did? I literally suffered through, which was like torture, by the way, creating and somehow on-ramping to crypto.com. You keep saying this tax word? I mean, I pay my taxes, man. I don't want them coming after my stupid ass. I'm already broke. They can have what little money I got. I still get a return, actually. It takes so much throughout the year, and I already don't make enough. They still give me money because they feel bad. It's literally like, oh shit, we should give this guy a little bit of money. He's literally like broke. Won't be home for a week still. I think you got plenty of time, my guy. But that being said, if you want to, I don't mind the idea of on-ramping to exchanges that I don't like. If I'm on the go and I want to panic buy, if I want to FOMO buy, I got stupidcrypto.com, which, by the way, they have like 4-factor authentication or something. Every way that you can authenticate besides like biometrics, besides sending in a freaking stool sample, you have to do on crypto.com. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Kwame said I break even every year. So I got crypto.com. I got freaking Coinbase. Coinbase is my go-to. I'm thinking about, I really don't want to do this, but my boss wants to set one up, so I'm going to take advantage and use that stupid referral. Get that money. He wants a Gemini account, and I hate the Winklevoss twins. I think they're douchebags. But I'm going to take their money. Anyways, Michael Saylor posted, built for the long run. Very cool. Cocaine sweat on Michael Saylor. Love the guy. Breaking, Bitcoin drops below 79K and ETH drops below 2,400 as 1.4 billion worth of levered longs are liquidated. Over 100 billion of market cap has been lost in 5 hours. Damn. Why is crypto crashing today? This is our last post for the news segment for today. Kobe S. Letter posted, why is crypto crashing today? Here's exactly why. Crypto's downturn is being blamed on just about every possible thing, ranging from Iran to the Fed. However, the answer to this question is actually quite simple when you look at the flow data. Why is Bitcoin below 79K? It's entirely a liquidity situation. As outlined in this chart, there have been 3 well-defined liquidation waves totaling 1.3 billion over the last 12 hours. In a market where liquidity has been choppy at best, sustained levels of extreme leverage are resulting in air pockets in price. Couple this with herd-like sentiment constantly shifting from extreme bullishness to extreme bearishness. I can't even read anymore. The swings become even more aggressive. It's a great time to capitalize polarity in emotion and price. Damn. Bitcoin hits. Okay. Crypto liquidation wave 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin consolidates around 84K. Crypto liquidation wave 1. 9 a.m. Crypto liquidation wave 2. 11:30 a.m. Crypto liquidation wave 3. 12 a.m. Bitcoin hits 78K. Jeez, that's so crazy, man. All right, let's see. Am I on? Okay, yeah, I'm on live chat over there. Bitcoin $77,500. That is it for our news segment of the evening. Do we have anything else from the Kobayashi letter? Probably. Yes, we do. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin position officially turns red as Bitcoin falls below $76,000. When did that happen? An hour ago? Oh shit! Yes, it did. Ooh, no wonder why I got bought up quick. Sailor's probably scooping. He's probably scooping. Selling all the coke. Sell the coke. We need to buy more Bitcoin. ETH falls below 2,300 and extends losses to 15% on the day. Gourmet Brand said it's a historic day, and I'm excited for the future. I know what I hold. Invest what you're willing to lose, but the upside is unlimited. That is my statement as well, guys. You got to diversify. Diversify, even if it's stupid. Like buy a lawnmower, man. Diversify. Buy a used car. This is the worst crypto stream in the world. Buy precious metals. Buy some stocks. Open a Roth IRA. You know, do what you got to do, man. Buy a bunch of nickels. Melt them down. Start a freaking company. Got a side hustle, man. I'm literally stacking Pokemon cards. I'm at this point. It's fun. We're having fun with it, man. You don't need the money today. You're probably, you know, no matter what happens. Well, if Bitcoin doubles right now, Bitcoin doubles, are you going to quit your job? What about your life will change? So much so that you're having a mental breakdown with Bitcoin going down 8% in a day. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And again, this is copium. It is copium. Because if it was pumping like crazy, we'd be partying right now. But we're going to be realistic. Number go up is fun. It's great. It's cool. But we got to suffer through the shitty days in order for that to be great, fun, and cool. Otherwise, if it went up all the time, nobody would care. It would just be a normal thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go to work and then when I leave for the day, I'm not like, ooh, I got some hours at work. I'm going to get a paycheck on Friday. I don't give a shit. It's normal. This has been happening for so long that it's normal to me. Bitcoin is getting a little dumpy here, though. 77,312 and 309 and 36 cents. Are we going to get a liquidating cascading event again? There's no one else to liquidate. Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe we go to a higher time frame? There's no one down there. Hello? Hello? What about here? 1 week. Loading. Nothing. There's no one left to liquidate. That's confusing. How are they going to let all these shorts profit? I can't. What's the longest one? 1 year? Is there any? Okay. There's a little bit. There's some right down here. What is that? 75K? Okay. 73. 557. That's a little bit. Let's go right there. 74, 128. Let's do that. 74, 128. Let's see if that comes into play. Okay. ETH below 2,300 and extends losses to minus 15% on the day. Bitcoin falls 3K in 5 minutes as a massive levered long position worth $1 billion. Wow. $1 billion was liquidated at 1:43 p.m. Oh no. What do you do, man? I mean, losing $1 billion has to suck. But I'm hoping that that's like 1% of your portfolio at that point. Do you have $100 billion? I guess if I had $100 billion, I might play with $1 billion in Bitcoin. Although I wouldn't leverage. I would just buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't know. People are crazy, man. I guess it goes back to the Sopranos thing. Tony Soprano had millions of dollars and he still gambled. Helps you feel something, you know. 2.5 billion worth of levered longs have been liquidated in crypto over the last. I'm removing myself. Like I'm talking about it like I don't know what it is. I'm like in these crypto coins. I don't even know what those are. What are these crypto coins? People bought Bitcoins and they're surprised that it's not worth anything. I'm just acting like I never knew what Bitcoin was. 2.5 billion worth of levered longs have been liquidated in crypto over the last 24 hours. This makes today the 10th largest liquidation event in crypto history. Wow. That's crazy, man. I'm not sure what to make of that. We're getting dumpy here. It's getting spicy again. We like a little bit of spice. Look at a little bit of the spice. Do 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 do. Hey, cool, cool, cool. Okay. Yep. JOS Adventure said there is no reason for Bitcoin to dump other than meh 4-year cycle. It's hilarious. I mean, if there's no liquidity, people are panic selling and there's no one to buy, so the next buy order gets hit and it just happens to be lower every single time. Buy order, buy order, buy order. It makes sense. Unfortunately, it sucks. It's boring and slow and stupid, but when it's fast, it's okay. Feels better when it's fast. No FTX Luna collapse. Problem with that is, though, back then the price was much lower. What if I said win Charles video? Let me check the subscriber count. What are we at on subs, guys? 1,315. We need 5 more subscribers. I'll do it at 1320. 1320. It is I promise you it's worth it. It is a really funny video. Tom Selleck Scout said, I will never buy crypto again. Just question of how long I have to wait now to sell. Really? You're never buying again? That's a crazy thought. It happens though. I don't blame you. Make your own decisions. Doing my best to be a bottom signal. I like it. I like it. I'll take it, man. I'm never buying crypto again as well. We're changing the channel name to JJ's Diversification Corner. Okay, I think I didn't tell you guys this, but I did ask my buddy that made the intro song if he could change it to JJ's Silver Corner, and I was gonna play it one of the times to see how many people noticed. I think it'd be pretty funny, you know, because it's cryptic. So the original reason why I even started this channel, I was doing spooky story narrations. Now we're doing spooky crypto narrations. Yo, Kwan, and liquidation events and history, and Michael Saylor's negative. Tom Lee said that ETH is gonna bottom at what, 2,500. Jay Westventure said, nah, but JJ, you get what I'm saying? Oh, 100%. 100%. I think the 4-year cycle is goofy. I've always thought it was kind of silly. I'm going to take a seat for a second. I'm way down here, guys. I had to throw something away. Oh, it feels good to get off my legs for a moment. I'm getting fat. I got to work out some more, man. I made working out part of my, stream routine, so that's been successful. I got to work out before the stream. But again, I told you guys I missed yesterday and today now, so I feel like a goofball. Jay Westventure said, 2020 pandemic, 2022 FTX Luna, 2026 meh 4-year cycle. Yeah, 100%. So I think 2026, is actually 2025. I think it's October. I think it's the Binance Athena USDE liquidation, and I think we're seeing the aftermath effects of that slowly over time. Because if you look at that October 10th event, everything kind of slowed down and got weird after that. And it would. Binance is supposed to be the biggest exchange on the planet. And, they do something as stupid as that to cause all of these issues. There's going to be a lot of trust shaken from the space. And normally I would not feed into that kind of rhetoric because it bugs me when people are like, there's a conspiracy. But how many of these conspiracies have come true in the last 5-10 years? And then not only that, but there's proof. There's on-chain proof. So I do think that Binance was involved. Maybe not maliciously, but I think that that's a big deal. I think that they fucked the space over big time. I think it was worse than FTX. And in 2021, we not only had FTX, we had FTX, we had Terra Luna, USD, or UST, whatever it was called. We had BlockFi, we had Three Arrows Capital. What else failed? Voyager was a big one. Ton of exchanges were illiquid and just collapsed. A bunch of people got rugged. FTX people are still getting their money back to this day. Still. Which is insanity. Did the Mt. Gox people ever get paid out? That was another one. So 2025, 2026, we do have a reasoning for this. I don't think it's a 4-year cycle. And Fajita's right. So far, the 4-year cycle does work. It is playing out. And I will die on this hill. If I end up wrong, I'm going to drop dead. I'm just kidding. I'm never leaving you guys. But Tom Selleck Code said Discord. I might eventually start publishing video game videos again because that was fun, and I think it's time for a little change of pace. We gotta make it a little spicy, make it a little fun. Discord. Let's see. Me pretending to be Make-A-Wish kid to meet CZ. This is so good, dude. This is so good. Dang. I remember this scene. I remember how epic it was. Was he in on it? I don't remember. Was he in on it? Yeah, that's wired up to his thing, wasn't it? That's so good, dude. I gotta rewatch Breaking Bad. Love that shit, dude. Love it. Let's see. Bitcoin 77,263. That is actually a depiction of Bitcoin right now as well. It's just like, it's Kwame said LMAO. 4 years just works. Yeah, so far Fahid has been annoyingly right. What did he say before too? Yeah, he's in on it. God, it's so good. Fahid called prediction markets. Most people went to prediction markets. Fahid, have you tried prediction markets yet? I've been playing on Kalshi, dude. I've been having so much fun. So I got wrecked, obviously, because the Fed decided not to cut rates. And I had bets on both. I put like 10 bucks on one to 20 bucks on the other. So I did lose like 30 bucks. But during the speech, it was about a 50-50 chance for Powell to say predictions or projections. One of the two, I don't remember. And I put like 20, 30 bucks on that. And I made my money back. So that was pretty sick. He did say that word. Sasuk said if Bitcoin crashes, then the dollar will too. I don't know if that's true. Obviously, it depends on what you mean by crash. If Bitcoin goes to zero, the dollar might get shaken up pretty hard. So what we're seeing right now, and I believe that there was some misinformation posted maybe by Bar Chart about the DXY closing a weekly candle below. I don't think it did. No, it didn't. Unless, well, hold on. Let me do something really quick. Hold on. Oh, maybe it did. Uh-oh. That's actually huge. So let me adjust this to actually fit. I got to make it thinner. This is a 15-year-old trend line. It goes all the way back to April 2011. Right there. Oh my God, it did. Holy shit. I got to adjust it a little bit more. Right there. Okay. So let's go back here. You can see up close. Let me zoom in a little bit. You got your touch right here. April 2011. Let me fix that. Right there. Candle body, April 2011. And then I go way over here. You got a touch right here, June 2021. And then you got a touch right here, January 2026. The DXY, which is the US dollar value, has never been below this trend line for 15 years. It has officially closed a weekly candle below this 15-year-old trend line. We, in crypto, benefit from the dollar losing value. In stocks, we benefit from the dollar losing value. In precious metals, we benefit from the dollar losing value. If you are invested in any assets at all, when the US dollar loses value, you will benefit because the value of your asset will increase. If the US dollar collapses 50%, as long as your asset doesn't dump in value, it'll double in value. It'll double in value. If you just plateau, it'll double in US dollar value. That's how it works. So we do benefit when the dollar dumps. That being said, Kevin Warsh, Trump's pick for Fed chair, is a dollar maxi. He wants a strong dollar. And that, who pointed it out? Was it Tom Selleck or mustache guy? Jim. Somebody pointed out the lower 70% of the population benefits from a strong dollar, and I'm one of those people. So it's not really a lose situation. It's obviously a lose for my investments. They're getting, pummeled right now. But the reason I'm investing is because I thought that the dollar was weak, and I don't want to lose any more value in it. If the dollar is not weak, then my diversification, having some dry powder, I benefit from that as well. That's just the way it is. But I do believe that Bitcoin does strengthen the dollar, and I think Kevin Warsh likes that as well. So, unfortunately, our traditional way that we know of, which is mindless liquidity injections and printing, money printing, we will not get that from Kevin Warsh. So it's not going to be the easy, just print money and throw it in the stock market way. We're not going to get a trickle-down effect of just easy money printing, number go up with Kevin Warsh. But he likes a strong dollar, which is beneficial to us, just in a day-to-day basis. As a working Joe, 9 to 5, you buy groceries with cash. Cash is king. And then he's a Bitcoin maxi. So if he's not printing money and injecting liquidity into the stock market with quantitative easing, he's going to find some other way, I'm sure, to benefit cryptocurrency. The guy's got 750K of crypto in his bags. So, and that's what's public as well. What does that mean? I have no idea. Right now, it seems like every market is pricing in uncertainty around Kevin Warsh, because we had this idea with Powell. We want rate cuts, we want liquidity injections, we want QE, and that will benefit us. Now that Powell's on the way out, we were like, okay, we're going to get somebody that's going to cut like crazy, and the rest of the stuff is going to stay the same. That's all we want is rate cuts. And Trump was like, well, I picked this new guy that's not going to do rate cuts. He might do rate hikes, and he doesn't like quantitative easing, so you're not going to get that either. So everyone's like, oh shit, what's going to happen now? This is uncertainty. Let's all sell everything. And that's what we're dealing with right now. Gourmet Brand said Kalshi is fun, but the money movement and settlements are so delayed. Yeah, honestly, you have to really read the fine print on a lot of the things. I screwed myself into investing into a bunch of other small, stupid ones. You can sell. Like, if you're up, you can sell, but you do have to invest in timely things if you want a quick return. Like the Powell speech one, that was instant. The Supreme Court ruling in favor of Trump tariffs, I might not ever get paid out on that. They might never rule on Trump tariffs. And I don't know if there's a deadline for that one either. The other ones, some of them for some reason go to like 2027. And I'm like, why? Who on earth would wait that long? But people are betting. You can buy and sell. All you really got to do is trade the news cycle. Like when the government shutdown odds spiked up to like 80% with like little to no reason, I bought no government shutdown. It went all the way up to 80, and then it dumped down to like 40 or 50, and I made a shit ton of money, and I sold my position. Guess what? There is a government shutdown. But I did profit on a trade because everyone got way too excited way too early for a government shutdown. And the wording was weird. You can play the game. It sucks because you got to go through and nitpick and stuff, but it's just like trading meme coins. It's fun. It can be a lot of fun. It really can. If you guys are interested, like I said, we do have a referral link in the description. I got to update the graphic. I got to update the wording in the description too. We both get $25 when you sign up. Non-withdrawable site credit. Gourmet, I think you signed up with mine. I got $10. You said you got 20. I got 10. So they must have just been transitioning that, and you benefited from it. I was like, what the hell? Because you said you got 25, and I looked, and it was like, you and your friend earned 25. And I'm like, that's crazy, because it only gave me $10. But I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Again, though, it is non-withdrawable site credit. Treat it like gambling. It is literally gambling. Crypto, or CoinMarketCap Fear and Greed is at 26. Bitcoin 77,445, man. 445. What are we at for subs? Waterfly, are you still in here, my friend? We are at 1315. Yeah, we got 5 more, man. Well, you guys know that the Charles video exists, so when we hit that goal, I'll show you guys on a live stream. It's a great video. It is a good one. I'm very proud of that one for sure. Bitcoin 77,426 and 98 cents. ETH 2,374. Solana $101. We literally called Solana going down to 100 bucks. Let's ask Grok really quick. Why is the cryptocurrency market dumping so hard today? What happened? Let's see what Grok gives us. Because I am curious. There's got to be more than one thing, you know? It can't just be the reaction to precious metals or something like that. There's got to be something. Like, it seems so random. It is a Saturday as well. Fast move is a false move, maybe? We've talked about a bunch of different things. That CME gap is huge. 77K up to 84. Okay. That's all it's given me? The cryptocurrency market? Okay. You better tell me some more. Excuse me. Let's pull up the chat so I can see you guys talking. What if I said yes? Okay. Kalshi is fun. Yep. Okay. The cryptocurrency market experienced a sharp decline on January 31st, 2026, with Bitcoin dropping below 80,000, reaching as low as 78 to 75K in intraday trading, and the broader market losing hundreds of billions in capitalization amid high volatility and cascading liquidations. This wasn't triggered by one isolated event, but a confluence of factors amplifying a risk-off environment. Geopolitical tensions, so they're talking Iran, macroeconomic uncertainty and risk-off, concerns over a potential U.S. government shutdown, hawkish Fed signals, and speculation around a stricter Fed chair nominee fueled de-risking, and this overlapped with sell-offs in tech stocks, silver, gold, and other assets as investors rotated away from volatility. Reese said, yo, what's going on, Reese? Leverage, wipeouts, and liquidations. Over-leveraged long positions got crushed with reports of 1 to 2.5 billion in liquidations, creating downward spiral, exacerbating the drops, institutional flows, and whale activity. Consecutive days of Bitcoin ETF outflows, plus large whales dumping significant holdings, added heavy selling pressure. Overall, this reflects a classic deleveraging event in a highly leveraged market compounded by external shock and poor timing weekend trading. Sentiment shifted rapidly to fear, but such drawdowns are common in crypto cycles. Recovery often follows once liquidations flushed out. We did check, there is some money still going down to like 74K, and then it thins out a little bit more. But it does technically go all the way. Oh, I mean, there's millions going all the way down here. What is that? 1.87 million down to 63K. I don't see why they would grab all that, you know what I mean? Like, I could see them, like I said, going down to 70. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Waterfly said, leverage, leverage, leverage. Yes, apparently that is true. All right. Let's see. I think, I don't know, do we call it for a little while? Bitcoin's down 7.99% on the day. We're at $77,525.10. Altcoin market is quiet. You know, there's some deeper liquidation level dumps, but nothing too jarring. I guess our total 3 line around 730 could potentially hit. My uber bearish call, the 7-Eleven might hit too. I don't know. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. We did fill that October 10th wick, which is good. Jay Shear said, sup family, missed y'all. What's going on, Jay Shear? We had to do early emergency live stream for you guys because number go down. Bitcoin seemingly settling down for now at $77,549. I think everyone's watching and waiting. Quiet. Very, very quiet. Yeah, I suppose we should call it. There's not a whole lot going on. 77,589. We went through the whole news segment. We'll be back on later on tonight for our regularly scheduled programming. So make sure you guys subscribe, smash the like button, and stay tuned for that. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tonight. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good afternoon. Good afternoon.